Story 1 definitely takes time. Also, stay away. No texts, no happy birthdays. I'm just checking on you. Just stay away completely. Story 2. I don't know. One day I just woke up feeling better and no longer depressed about it. It's a great feeling, I can tell you that much. Story 3. Remembering why it ended helped me avoid romanticizing the past and reminded me that moving on was the right choice. Story 4. I followed a zero-contact rule and prioritized my emotional well-being by engaging in activities that contribute to it. Sharing my thoughts with my therapist and friends also helped. Story 5. I moved to another country, blocked all communication, and deleted all photos and videos. I essentially left myself with nothing to remember him by. I spent time focusing on myself to learn to live independently and set new boundaries. Story 6. It's a cliché, and many people roll their eyes when I discuss this in person. However, getting into the gym was the best decision I could have made, especially during a heartbreak. You have so much pain inside, and exercising is a positive way to channel that energy. I have never looked back. Story 7. Giving up. I stopped trying so hard to find someone else to fill the gap. I stopped pitying myself and stopped doing things I didn't enjoy just to meet people. Instead, I started looking for hobbies and activities that I truly enjoyed. Then I found the one in an unexpected way. I have been married for 3 years and now have a new baby, and I am in a much better place. Story 8. Knowing that she is going, leaving, or being with someone else won't change anything in my life. Only I have the power to change my life and time. Story 9. Realizing that he was treating everyone he had previously been in a relationship with the same way he treated me was his problem, not mine. He will continue to have the same issues if he refuses to seek help or improve himself. Story 10. It used to be about getting into a new relationship, but I have been purposefully single for the last 2 years. I needed this time for myself, not because of my most recent ex. It took me much longer to get over my last ex. I still kind of miss them, but I think I miss being in a relationship more. It's not them I think of. It's the experiences we shared together. Having someone there to support me when things go wrong is something I valued. I'm lucky enough to have many friends to help fill in some of the gaps. I am happy being alone. Although I'm still working on being happy with myself, I look at all the relationships around me and I'm glad I am not involved in them. So many people are afraid to break up due to fear of pain or other reasons. I have decided that I want to find fulfillment on my own. Maybe then I will consider finding someone to join me. For now, I stand alone, a party of one. I have much to figure out. There are many aspects of my life to sort out or fix, as well as many things within myself. Perhaps it's more about not being over any of my exes, and I need time to be alone. This is the longest I have been single in 20 years. I need to learn to be myself without limitations, without having to bend, sway, or break to meet someone else's needs on a regular basis. I feel that if I can continue pushing and growing into my truest self, if I do find someone I want to be with, it will be more authentic than anything before, because I will be more genuine. Story 11. Getting back to my life and goals that I had before him and I got together, and finding hobbies to fill the time. Story 12. Making new memories with people who care about you can help replace old painful ones. Going to the gym, listening to sad songs, and traveling are all positive ways to cope. Story 13. I had already detached from him when we broke up. Time and working on myself made me realize that my love for him made him special. Story 14. 1. Time. The book All About Love by Bell Hooks. A relationship with someone who made all the difficulties my ex created feel remarkably easy. Story 15. Once I started noticing all the red flags that I had previously ignored, it finally helped me put it behind me. I pity the next person. Story 16. Realizing that the hurt slowly fades over time and that endlessly thinking about it does nothing for me. Story 17. I mourned being dumped for 17 years, but I finally met someone else and decided to give him a chance. I don't know if I will ever be completely over my ex, but I love my new boyfriend. My ex moved on and married someone much better than me, so I am happy for him, even though it broke my heart. He is amazing and deserves to be with someone as amazing as he is. Story 18. It's not too hard to be honest. Yes, I loved him, but he was incredibly abusive. My relief and freedom far outweigh that. Story 19. Therapy actually helped me find myself again, my self-worth, and the moment I realized that it wasn't my fault they treated me badly and that I deserved better, everything else fell into place. Story 20. Crying it out and his constant drunk dialing and crying to me for 2 years fueled me immensely. He just couldn't get over it, especially after what he did. Story 21. Seeing them again years later. We dated for a year and a half. He broke up with me because he said he fell out of love with me. I was devastated. I pined after him for years, begging to be friends, acquaintances, co-workers, anything to be in his life. He gave me the runaround but never actually told me to leave him alone. For years after our breakup, he moved to Florida, and I asked to see him for closure. He agreed, and we hung out as friends for 2 to 3 days. He was so different. Even his laugh was different. Sometimes you have to immerse yourself in it to get sick of it. Story 22. Realizing she had no intention of addressing her problems, I would get dragged into her issues once too often. Story 23. Hang out with friends, dive into your hobbies, or pick up new ones. Block their social media and don't call them for anything. Just stay busy with people and things you like. It may be difficult, but you will feel normal again. Story 24. Just the realization that it did not work because the relationship does not work. It seems simple enough, but it is not the easiest to see clearly. Story 25. During a phone call, while I was on holiday last summer, I decided to reach out because I wanted my belongings back. We discussed many things. He told me, "You had no value in my eyes because you were always there for me, which is undesirable." He also claimed, "I wasn't abusive. You were unstable." I cried when I returned home from my holiday. I reminded myself, I don't date mean people. I wept on my knees, overwhelmed with pain. The next day, I resolved to move on. A few weeks later, I met my current boyfriend. There was a moment when he almost hit me. He cheated on me and more. My mind was consumed with the thought, I can fix him. Story 26. I ran into her a few weeks ago. It was good to see her, and I missed her, but I realized she wasn't the one for me anymore. She wasn't who I remembered in my mind. I wish it hadn't taken me 2 years to reach that realization. Story 27. Very sweet to me always, but lacked empathy and sympathy for others. I am still single here, but not unhappy about the outcome. Cheers. Story 28. I decided not to be sad after about a month. I stopped listening to and looking at sad music and posts, and somehow it worked. Story 29. She seemingly let her new boyfriend torture our dog. Then they tried to burn my place down in the middle of the night. That kind of put a damper on my ability to miss her. I have sole custody of the dog now, and he's incredibly spoiled and in amazing shape, in case anyone cares. Story 30. I had an ex, but it was my second time with her, and I just lost the spark because I had some personal and family issues. As sad as it sounds, I took some time to reflect on myself, chase my dreams, and an opportunity popped up. I met my current girlfriend, and she has helped me through it all. We have both improved together as individuals and as a couple. Story 31. This post pulled me out of misery and false hope. Story 32. He got married. It was difficult. I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't expect it to be so soon. I was holding on to the hope that he would come back and we would be together again until I heard the news. I cried and expressed my feelings in many ways. I still haven't fully moved on. I think about him from time to time, but I am making progress. Story 33. Move on from an ex by connecting with a friend. I have moved on and do not look back. It is over. She is gone. Story 34. When I stopped sacrificing my dignity to uphold the idea I had of her in my mind, I realized she is not a troubled person who can heal her traumas through my love and help. She is an adult who makes her own decisions and chose to cheat on me with someone unworthy. They got married a month after she cheated on me, and she then cheated on him with me during that same month. Now he is in the military moving around with others. So I decided to gather my things and move on. Therapy is great. Story 35. Realizing they do not love you. If they did, they would not leave you. There is no point in being attached to someone who does not love or want you. Move on, they have, and you should too. Story 36. I had a funny experience this morning. I saw a girl at the airport who looked just like a woman who mistreated me for 2 years. I had to really study her face and hands before I was sure it wasn't her. I thought, there must be hundreds or thousands of girls who look like that. Did you really let her ruin your life because she was the most attractive one you had been with so far? Story 37. Support from friends is invaluable. I never would have left my ex when I did if I hadn't had a good friend offering to move me into her home rent-free just to help me escape that situation. Finally, having support and structure made me realize how much I was lacking in my life, and I never want to be in that place again. Story 38. Accepting that life is the way it is. There was no defining moment for me. Honestly, I never really moved on either. It just got easier, but it still hurts. It's like death. You never get over it, you just learn to manage it better. I think of him at least once a day. Story 39. A good dog. Forgive yourself. You did the best you could for them. Also, get rid of anything of theirs you might have as quickly as possible, including pictures. Don't look back. Story 40. Realizing how much I was compensating for her felt like I was swimming while she was only trying to hold on to my back. Eventually, it becomes difficult not to drown. Story 41. Learn how to trust yourself again. When people leave your life, you feel unsteady. You are used to support and relying on others, just as you provided support for them. Find a way to learn how to stand on your own again. Help the people in your life stand a little easier, too. It will come with time. Allow it to happen. Story 42. I have not fully moved on. Not even close, but seeing that he is never going to stop lying, not to me, nor to himself. Seeing that he has stopped making an effort to get his life together. Seeing that he had to pull my integrity into things instead of just telling me the truth that he didn't want me around anymore and wanted to be with someone else. Also, getting involved with someone else. But I probably shouldn't recommend that. I journal, I go to therapy. I talk about him online, things I probably don't really mean. And I let myself cry about it on Saturdays. I just have to wait it out, I guess. Story 43. We were together for 4 years, engaged, and then she started seeing a guy from high school. We broke up, and she married him 10 months later. 2 years after the breakup, I started having dreams where I see her in an airport, and I'm begging her to tell me that I meant anything to her. My best friend listens when I say I'm having these dreams night after night. What do you miss about her? We had jokes, our old hangouts. The last day she and I were on good terms. We went for a nice walk down the levee. It sounds like you miss her as a friend more than as a girlfriend. That broke the spell right there. Story 44. He dumped me out of the blue one day, and I was heartbroken for weeks. Then I ran into his sister in a shop, and she told me he had been seeing someone new while he was still with me. I was shocked, but then I immediately stopped caring and moved on. Story 45. Ultimately, I convinced myself that the time was not wasted. I learned, I grew, and I had a good time for the most part. Life is a long series of unique experiences, and that was one of them. Now it is time for another. Story 46. When I was hospitalized, all he wanted was my full attention. When I was at home and unwell and my friends came to see me, he messaged me, upset that I was spending time with my friends instead of him. I decided to break up with him and quickly moved on. Story 47. I started going to the gym more often and taking better care of myself. I am eating homemade food along with some skincare, focusing on the basics. Story 48. Meeting a better match. I have never felt such peace being with a person, coming from a relationship where I was always walking on eggshells. Story 49. Finally meeting someone who acts from their heart and does not require begging for basic communication and attention. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.